Hello everyone, welcome to the video. I am about to build a few projects and I'm going to use some I2C devices in them. And the good thing about I2C devices is it only takes two data lines and then a power and a ground to run them. But one thing you do need is every device that is on the I2C bus does need to have a distinct address. And it is very handy in most cases to know that address beforehand. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to show y'all how I figure out the I2C address device, the device address of each one of these components. We have a 16 by 2 LCD display. We have a real-time clock module here, and we have a 128 by 64 OLED display. All of these are I2C devices. So we're going to find out what the I2C device address is. Now, something I did do beforehand, I jotted down, you see I have LCD, RTC, and SSD 1306. I jotted down the colors of the jumper wires for each one and where they go, just to make it easier for me. And then I'll also write down the I2C address of each one of these devices as we go. I also jotted down right here on the Arduino, the connection to the I2C bus is A4 is SDA and A5 is SCL. SDA and SCL are the two data lines we need. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, let's talk about this breadboard. If you notice, these power rails on each side, we have positive and minus. And I did jump these across this little break in them so that it's continuous all the way down the line. And what we're going to do, we're going to use one of these for power and one of these for I2C. I think I'm going to use this for power and this for I2C. So let's go ahead and make these connections. We're going to connect the minus side of this one to a ground on the Arduino. And you know what? I'll go ahead and unplug the Arduino for now while we're making these connections. So that's simply going to go there. And then we're going to find 5 volts on the Arduino. And we're going to connect that to the positive. So hopefully that makes sense. And then the other thing we're going to do is for the data lines for I2C, we're going to attach A4 on the Arduino side to the positive rail right here. So we're going to have our, this is being problematic, there we go. So we're going to have our I2C all the way down this, which is going to be very handy. And then we're going to do A5 on the Arduino to minus. There we go. So we're all set now. We have all of our I2C rail here, and we have our power right here. Okay, I am very forgetful, and I don't want to mix these up. So I am going to write I2C on this post-it, and I'm going to put power on this side, just so I don't forget which rail is which. Okay, the first device we're going to find out the address for is this LCD. And as I said before, we have ground is brown, VCC red, SDA orange, SCC yellow. So I'm going to hook it up just like that. Okay, I have brown here, and I'm sorry if I block your view occasionally. So I have brown here going to ground, and then we have red going to VCC or positive, and then we have yellow going to SCL, which is minus on this rail, and then we have orange going to SDA, which is positive on this rail. Okay, hopefully y'all could see that well enough. Okay, so the connections are all made for that. And what we're going to do now, yes, I'm going to use AI. I'm choosing to use Grok. This will work with most of the AIs though. If you have one that you like better than Grok, I just happen to like Grok. I'm used to it. So what we're going to do first. This is a fresh Grok conversation. Grok, I have an Arduino Uno that I want to I have an Arduino Uno. Please make a sketch that will scan the I2C bus and give the addresses of any devices connected. Alrighty. And Grok will spit out that code. And I like to scroll down and just make sure it's done, because a lot of times I prematurely copy that code. And then I'm just going to copy that to the clipboard. And then we're going to go to our Arduino IDE. I'm going to delete whatever's already in there. Let's see, I may have to... think I'm right. Oh, I have to plug the board back in, don't I? Okay. Y'all might have been yelling at me. Oh, we can see our... we can see once I plugged the board in, we can see that the LCD did turn on. It's not functioning yet, though. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to choose this. And I have to tell it which board. It's an Uno. Okay. All right, so now we're just going to paste that code that we copied from Grok into here. And I think we should be ready to upload. Let's give it a shot. Okay, I think... okay, it's done uploading. And it should be running, but we don't see anything here. So what we need to do is we need to look at the serial monitor. And we can see that there is some information coming out here. So it's finding an I2C device at address 0x27. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jot down that address. So my LCD is 0x27. So now I have that one. All right, let's do another one. And let's see if, can we hot swap this? Or what if we just add another device and don't do anything else? Is it going to find it? Let's see what happens. Give myself a little more leeway here. Okay, we have our SSD 1306 now. Ground is red on this. Okay. So we're going to minus with that. Okay, and then VCC is brown on this. That's counterintuitive, but that's fine. And then black is SCL, which is going to go to minus on this rail. And then white goes to SDA, which is going to go to positive on this rail. And let's see if... okay, yeah, look, now it says found two devices. Now, one thing to note, okay, now we have 0x3C. So one thing to note, though, is when you're doing this, is that if you have a conflict in addresses, this may not work, and you may need to do them one at a time, not have them both hooked up simultaneously. So I'm going to go ahead and write down this address. 0x3C. Okay. And then one more. Let's see if we can bat 1,000 here. We have our real-time clock. Give myself some more. I like to have a little bit of slack in these. Makes it a little easier to hook up. There we go. Okay, let's see. And then I'm just referring to this. This is very helpful for me. All right, so SCL is green. So that's going to minus up here. And then SDA is blue, which is going to plus on this rail. Okay. And then, let's see here. Purple is VCC. That's going to positive. And then ground is gray. That's going here. So we should see a third device. Oh no, now it's saying it found 4 devices. Now that device is kind of weird because it actually has an EEPROM that you can access, and it also has a real-time clock you can access. So it's actually 2 devices in one. So let me bring this up a little bit so we can see more of it. There we go. So we already know we have 0x27, 0x3C. So this real-time clock is using 0x57. I don't know which is which. 0x68. There we go. So now we have all of our I2C addresses, and that was pretty easy. That is going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Bye, y'all.